If that concoction can't catch them, nothing can. Oh yeah, there's one. Catchy's on the drop. Looks like a good fish too. Let's get this one in the zone. Doesn't feel massive. I've got a that pilly down on the other outfit, so I thought I may as well get that into the zone and try and double up. That'll do. Righto. Let's have a quick go. Oh, he's not too bad. Better loosen that drag off a touch. Catchy was just getting down towards the bottom. You'll notice the sink rate just start really increasing. That's a surefire bet you've just been clunked on the drop. Oh, sorry guys, where are my manners? Welcome to another Sammy Hitzke fishing adventure. It's a dreary old morning today, and you guys keep an eye on that back rod for me. It's got a pilly on it, the one that I showed you straight up. I reckon it'll get slammed soon as well, but I thought I'd take advantage of this good snapper season we're having and come out a little bit wider. I went plastics fishing a few weeks ago. Thought I'd come out a bit wider and see if I couldn't get a couple of snapper, maybe a pearl perch or two. Doing my old faithful method, which is catchy jig in the rod holder, but instead of jigging, I've got the old pilchard on a gang. And if you have watched this channel for a while, you'd know just how effective that can be, even when Rodney rod holder's on his on the ball. This guy's not too bad. Surprised that hasn't been hit yet. It might not be close enough to the bottom. This is risky. Always risky. This guy's been pretty well behaved, so why not, eh? He's just slugging it out. Not sure. Yeah, I think this will be a snapper. I haven't caught a big pearl in a while, so I'd like to cross paths with one of them. Oh, there we go. Oh no, just got hit then. Oh. Pilly is a little bit more labour intensive, or generally requires the rod being held. I thought it was down there, may as well try my luck, and it didn't work. Got the hit and fed him. Now I'm not sure how much you can see in the background there, but I've got a fair selection of gear with me today. My plan of attack is to have a little crack at these snapper and pearlies on dawn, and if I manage a couple for a feed, shoot out wide, chuck some lures in, see if we can find a big critter. It's been a while since I've caught anything blue water on the troll, so always a chance of a blue marlin, a striped marlin, or ideally a yellowfin. That'd be ideal. Try and fit ideal a few more times into that sentence, but a yellowfin would be epic, but I'll take anything that's big and takes a bit of line. There's some colour. Might be a good pearly, this one. Have we got our target species? First drop. Or is it? Nah, it's a snap, I think. It's a side of the head snap. That's why he's doing weird stuff. Oh no, oh no. Right, tangle avoided. There you go, one for the table. Just a nice eating size. You see that catchy in the side of the head, that's why he was kicking up so much of a stink. Well, not a stink, just dead weight. Got a bit of barrow trauma with this guy, so he's a perfect candidate for a feed. Get this other line up and start heading back for another drift. Seem to be on the chew now. Make hay while the sun shines. Good start. Have a go back. Just motoring back up. Give this guy a bit of a brain spike. And a bleed. Coming up on some life now. This should be getting down there in the zone. A little bit of current on today, making it a little bit difficult. There we go. Catchy's on the drop again. Oh, it's a good fish too. Let's back that drag off a bit. Catchy got hit on the drop. Just going to feed this bait down, see if I can't double up. I've got the drag nice and light on that one. Here we go, here we go. Must have got baited. This is one thing I do enjoy about using a jig. You can keep it down there even after you miss a hit. Right. I don't know what's happened there. I must have missed him. I felt 2 little taps and that was it. This guy didn't miss though. 2 from 2. Well, hopefully. Yeah, this feels like a bit of a better fish. A few better head nods. Potentially hooked a bit better too. Just going to try and avoid the same tangle that we got last time. I think this guy might be in a similar sort of class range. Geez, all this winding. You have to ditch the old jumper soon. Yeah, that's another snapper. Another little eater. We go the lift. Another nice eating size. Little school size, you'd be 55 or so. Really good chewing size. If they're all going to be around that kind of class, I'll probably keep 4 for a feed. But if I get one big one, then that'll probably do me. I'll get one more. The old bait's got me stumped, so I'm gonna have to line up for another drift. I've got to get one on the pilly now, but I'll dispatch this guy. He snotted that again. Now, just quickly before I drop this down, that's what I'm using on my bait rod. That's a pilly, a big sinker with a bit of glow on it. The gangs are 7.0 big guns that I've ganged together with a swivel. Pretty simple stuff. It's working, but I dare say operator error is letting me down. That, and keep on having to tend to the other rod before I can get a chance to give it its time to shine. But I want to get one here. I'm also using a jigging rod, which is meant for slow pitching, not really jamming big hooks in, but we'll see how we go. Oh. Yes. Yeah. Oh no. Oh, Catchy's getting down there in the zone. Oh, Catchy's getting nibbled. Look at that. Look at that rod tip. Catchy could be on. Yeah, I think Catchy is on. No? Miss. Oh, there we go. No miss. Got him. All right. Yes, we call that in the business a hook pull. 2 fishless drifts. I'll give it 1 or 2 more, and if nothing happens I might head wide and start this troll. Just don't want to waste too much time here if they've gone off the chew, but see how we go. This drift double catchy again. No good. Let's go catch something big. Something big that takes a lot of line. Sounds like fun. Well, lures are out. It's time to play the waiting game. See if we can get one of these reels to talk. Spread of 3, big blue marlin lures, and yeah, just gonna probably spend 3 or 4 hours doing this and see if we can't run over something with a bit of attitude about it. Water looks pretty good. We got a nice water temperature and a nice bit of current, so there's every chance we might find something pelagic. We shall soon see. All we can do is give it a red hot crack. 5 fishless hours later, and I've thrown in the towel, driven into the shallow reefs, and put out a couple of mackerel baits for a crack at a Spanish. I think we've been cooted. We've got a fish on. Might be a small mackerel, but I think we may have a cooter here. It's a bigger cooter. That one's too big to use for bait too. Thank goodness for that. Done like a dinner. Missed him. Well team, that was a pretty slow old day on the rod and reel. One plan sort of worked, the rest not even a bump. I guess that is fishing. So I dare say we're going to have a bit of time left in this video. I reckon we do a fill it up, and it might be time for a good old-fashioned catch and cook. So if you like eating fresh seafood and you like easy to do recipes, stay tuned, because there's one coming right up. 2 snapper to show for my efforts, and that's about it. I used 127 litres of fuel, so I did cover a fair few Ks, and yeah, it was a long day, pretty well dawn, or it was dawn till dusk. I got home in the dark. So I thought for this cook up, I'd show you a bit of a staple in the Hitzke household. When you go out and use 127 litres of fuel, obviously fuel is not cheap at the moment, so I've got to cut back the costs on the old fancy dinners. So I'm going to show you one of my favourite ways to have fresh fish, especially when you got fish of this quality. You can get away with doing almost the bare minimum, but it's still coming up a treat. So I'm going to show you one of my favourite little recipes. It is super simple. First up, we've got to scale and fillet these guys, and I'm also going to show you how to get the wings out of your snapper, because they're an awesome little tasty bit of meat that shouldn't be neglected. Let's get to it. Before we start though, little upgrade to the filleting station. Have a go at this. Oh yeah, freshly concreted slab. Have a go. Now that is an absolute work of art. The lads at JB Concreting up at Bribey Island, they did this for me. It's come up an absolute treat. If you need any concreting done, I'll leave all their details in the description and you can contact them yourself. But this is going to revolutionise my filleting game. No more muddy feet. I'm excited. Now that's fillets done. Now we attack the wings. Now these are pretty simple to get out. There's a bit of a process. It's the same, almost the same with every fish. And I'll run through it now. You're gonna need a pointy sharp knife and a pair of shears like these Black Panthers. Now these are epic, they cut through anything. They're awesome for this kind of hard cutting jobs where you don't want to blunt your knife. Now, first things first, let's go through here. Now there's a point where there's like a joint here, so you get your knife, you get rid of those scales, and you'll see it, there it is there. And you'll actually be able to put your knife under it and run it out there. So, and then run it up and cut down, and you're through. And see how it covers up? You got to get it under and over. And you do that the other side as well. And cut down. Now Panthers, you see you've still got all the gills attached. Just run your Panthers along there and cut any connective tissue or anything still attached. So wings are almost out. Last bit is up here in the throat section. It's quite a tough knot there. Wings are out. Now, if you're going to store them, I like to get rid of the fins. And then I'll show you what we do with them inside. That's ready to rock and roll. Okay guys, first things first, we're in the kitchen, so if you're having a beer, cheers to you. We've earned this one. Now guys, I've just made a fatal mistake, and it's one I reckon you avoid at all costs, and that's I've tallied up my fuel bill for the day. Came in at $220. Now, obviously you can't put a price on a day on the water. We do it because we love it, and a bad day on the water is better than a good day at work, but it does always suck when you do the miles and you don't receive the smiles. So that's why my inspiration for this meal is trying to get out of it as cheaply as possible. My plan of attack today is to make some crispy skin snapper, put it on a bed of flavoured rice, then for the sides, some deep fried snapper wings, and you've got yourself a simple hearty meal that's going to cost you all up about $7, as long as you don't take into account the price of the snapper. Let's get to it. Now, I'm only cooking for one here today. We've got 2 pieces of snapper and 1 set of wings. Now, as you can see, there's bugger all other ingredients in front of me here. One of the stars of the show, though, is these pre-packet things of rice you can get from Woolies, Coles, and all the supermarkets. This is what I'm going to use today: Mediterranean style veg, tomato, and brown rice. But there is a little bit of prep for the fish. Grab yourself a paper towel and really dry off the skin of that snapper. Remember, we did scale them, so we do have the skin intact. You want to dry them off as much as possible, and that'll allow you to get that really crispy skin. I'm going to chuck some scores in the skin just so my fillet doesn't curl up. You could always use a fish weight if you're fancy, but I'm not. Now onto our wings. Now remember, we've trimmed off the fins on these. If there's any extra scales, make sure you flick them off. You don't want to eat them. Grab your sharp knife right in the center groove there. And we're just going to lop them in half. We've got 2 wings. Always got to season. Bit of sea salt on your fish. And that's ready to rock and roll. I don't know if you can hear behind me, but I do have the gas on. I've got a wok with some oil for the deep fry, and I've got a pan for the crispy skin snapper. They're heating up. You want them to get them really, really hot. So you want that oil to be just starting to smoke, and that's when you can add your fish. We still have a little bit to go on these wings. I'm going to use some southern fried chicken seasoning. Now, I've used this on fish for ages. My old man actually put me onto it. He used to take it to Fraser on the trips and have it on Taylor and Dart and all sorts of stuff. It's really good gear. And it doesn't require any egg or milk or anything like that. You just pour some in a bowl, chuck your wing in, and give it a really good coat. Now, I like to press it in and get a nice thick coating, because why not? And they should look something like that, and they are ready to rock and roll. Skin side down. Skin side down. You want to give them just a bit of a press flat so all the skin is contacting the heat. Yummy. Now I didn't have that much oil, so give them a little flick around. Now guys, you want to cook that fish about 90% through on the skin side, and then just at the end, the last little flip to do the rest. That'll give the skin plenty of time to get nice and crispy. And the rice, get that cracking as well. Those wings, oh yeah, they're ready. Look at that. Put them here to drain. This fish is ready to go. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice. Okay, that fish is done. Let's do some plating. Chuck your rice in a kid's bowl. Fancy. Whoop. Skin side up. Show everyone how good you are. That's quite hot. Now you can even do it like that. Let's lean it on it. Like so. And of course, a couple of wings on the side. Clean your plate like you see in MasterChef. Well team, after a tough day in the office, I think that is a pretty good consolation prize. Now, you can attack that just as is, but my hot tip, grab yourself some of this. I lost the label, but it's called ABC sauce. It's a sweet soy. And just give it a tiny little drizzle over your snapper. Just little drizz. There's nothing left to do aside from enjoy. Guys, that's taken me about 15 minutes to do, and that's while filming. So if you're under the pump, you could get into it really, really quickly. Cheers. It is hard to beat fresh snapper, no matter how you cook it. But that, simple, easy, heroes of fish, and it's just damn right tasty. Now the wings, they are just a little nugget of goodness. There is bones in there, but just eat it like you would, sorry, talking with mouthful. Eat it like you would a chicken wing, just kind of pull the meat away, and delicious, absolutely delicious. Obviously guys, the opportunities are absolutely endless to tart this dish up. This is a really good base, but you can change the sides, the rice, whatever you want to make it a little bit more fancy or to suit whatever need you have. But as a starting point and as a quick and easy, down-to-earth meal, this is one of my favourites. Now I'm going to finish this up as well as this beer, and I'll catch up with you shortly. Well guys, unfortunately not the session we were hoping for this week, but it happens. That's fishing. All you can do is move on and start planning for the next one. Guys, if you'd like to support the channel, make sure you head over to my website, sammyhitzkefishing.com. Heaps of merch available there, deep drop rigs, we've got hats, shirts, jumpers, de-hookers, phantom tools, all sorts of crazy stuff. See if there's anything that tickles your fancy. And if you'd like any more details on the gear used in this video, you can find it all at wilsonfishing.com. They've got all that information and stacks more to get you out there and into a few fish. Well guys, that is all we've got time for. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Regardless of how many fish we caught, we still had a bloody good time. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you next week for another Sammy Hitzke fishing adventure. Cheers.